Greetings, popular, vivacious, goal-oriented Leo. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And now I'm going to do the June 2020 tarot reading and astrological transits for the sign of Leo. And I recommend you watch the videos for your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising, definitely contact me for a birth chart reading. Everyone should have it done at least once in life. It's a very powerful tool for self-awareness and self-discovery. And now I am going to do the tarot reading, but definitely stick around for the second half. The transits are super interesting. We have 2 eclipses in June. Not to mention Mercury is going retrograde too. So at the beginning of June, Leo, you are the star. This is about enlightenment and higher consciousness and serenity and self-care and all of that good stuff. So you look like you are entering the month in a good place, Leo. You were covered by the 5 of Cups, which is disappointment, sadness, of things from the past, but it looks like you are ready to turn around and be grateful for the full cups that you do have. You were crossed by the 4 of Swords. A lot of time alone and reflection, meditation will be happening for you in the month of June. The basis, the Page of Cups reversed. So this is somebody, this can be a young person whose feelings are hurt or who is not able to express their emotions at this time. It could be a young person also who's feeling creatively blocked at this time. So if you have a child, it could represent your child. If you're a young person, it could represent you. If you don't have children, you're not a young person yourself, then the Page of Cups reversed energy would manifest more as it could be longing for love. It could be a budding romance that's being blocked, stopped in its tracks. It could be a creative block, any of these things. And, when I'm doing these general readings, it's like each card in the deck has a scale of meanings that fall within that card. And that's why working one-on-one with a reader is the best thing, because readers can then tune into where on the scale of that card you fall, and what's leaving is the 3 of Swords. So this is the pain that comes from separation or loss. What could come into being is the 8 of Swords. This is feeling trapped, tied up, not able to move the way you want to. It can be anxiety as well. What will come into being? This is the Chariot reverse. This is cancellation or delays in travel plans. Fears or insecurities. This is the 6 of Pentacles reversed. This is someone feeling like they're not getting their fair share in a contract or negotiation. Others see you. The Lovers. This means that others see you as in love with your partner and having a really successful, good relationship. If you are not in a relationship, Leo, then this means that somebody is looking at you with affection in their eyes, wanting to be your lover. And positive feelings about the situation. Leo looks like they feel very positive about creating boundaries around family, residence, security, wealth. And then the outcome is Temperance reverse. So this is towards the end of the month, it looks like you could be maybe going to extremes, maybe a little off balance, maybe not finding the right balance between reason and emotion. So that's the tarot overview for Leo for June 2020. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the planetary transits. June 2nd, the asteroid Pallas Athene enters Capricorn retrograde, and I have not been talking about the asteroids a lot on these videos yet, but I'm going to start introducing them because I'm working with them a lot with my clients in my private practice, and I think people are finding it really enlightening and interesting and useful, and so I want to share it with you guys. If you don't know what the asteroids are, if you don't understand them, just listen, and if you're interested in learning more about it, please contact me for a reading, and I can tell you where all of your asteroids are and what it means in your chart. But for now, here's the general overview for Cancer for June 2020. Pallas Athene, retrograde in Capricorn, will be moving into the 6th house for Leo. And the 6th house is the house of health and fitness. It's also the house of your day-to-day routine. And it's also the house of service. So in any of those areas, this could mean during this transit, Leo, you're going to be reviewing your strategy, your long-term strategy in these areas of your life somewhere. June 3rd, Vesta is entering Cancer. And for Leo, that's happening in the 12th house. That's the 12th house of hidden karma. And it's the house of mysteries. And I think during this transit, Leo is going to be drawn to a spiritual practice or devotion of some kind. This could be artistic. This could be, just straight ahead spiritual or religious. It could be being attracted to the healing arts in some way. It could be attracted to solving a mystery of some kind. But there's going to be a devotion here for Leo that will keep your inner light, your own inner light, sparked with that pursuit. June 5th, there's a full moon and prenumbral lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is trine Leo, so there's harmonious energy. This is a very fiery, passionate full moon for Leo. Lunar eclipses, however, are known to bring out the shadow. They illuminate the shadow in ourselves or in others, which can be shocking when it happens. Full moon, lunar eclipses are also known for endings, culminations, having to let go, having to release. This will be happening in the 5th house for Leo. The 5th house is the house of children. It can also be the house of creative projects. It's also the house of affairs and romance. It's the house of creativity. It's the house of fun, games, hobbies, all of those things. And it's also the house where the South Node is traveling through Leo. So there's a lot of karma there happening. So there will be illumination around that for you during that time. And let's see what else. June 18th, Mercury is going retrograde. So just after we hit the midpoint of the month, Mercury, our favorite, retrograde in Cancer, emotional, sensitive Cancer. Woohoo! So Mercury is communication, it's speaking, it's writing, it's thinking, it's learning. In general, for Leo, this will be happening in the 12th house of hidden karma, a very mysterious house. So I'd be very interested in knowing how that retrograde manifests for you. Leave it in comments for me. But communication, misunderstandings, emotional communication, people being sensitive about communication with Mercury retrograde and Cancer. And then it's also communication, Cancer, it's the mother, it's the home, it's the past, it's the ancestors. So all of that could be happening while Mercury is in retrograde in the 12th house. I mean, you could definitely feel a communication with the ancestors or past lives with it traveling through your 12th house, Leo. I don't mean to get too esoteric here, but that wouldn't be a surprising manifestation. June 20th, the sun enters Cancer. So happy Cancer season. Wish your Cancer friends and family a happy birthday. That will be Cancer season again. It's going to be bringing illumination around these 12th house issues for Leo. So 12th house issues, that's again, it's mysteries, it's secrets, it's prisons and institutions, it's also hidden karma, it's the occult, it's the unknown, So let's see, June 23rd, Oh, June 21st is the new moon and annular solar eclipse in Cancer. That is happening in the 12th house for Leo too in general. I'd have to look at your own personal chart to know exactly what house it's happening for you as an individual, but for Leo in general. So it's a great time to set intentions with those 12th house issues. And it's also a great time to set intentions around Cancer issues. Cancer issues are the home, the mother, the past, the ancestors, real estate, things like that. So that's happening, and if you are interested in being in my new moon altar, I do manifestations and spells for my clients, but you can also do it on your own at home. And May, let's see, no, not May, we're in June now. June 23rd, Neptune goes retrograde in Pisces. Neptune retrograde is very subtle. It really affects you when it aspects personal planets. So Neptune is all about vision and idealism and spirituality. The shadow side of Neptune can be escapism and addiction and illusion and fantasy. So if you're interested in knowing more about how the Neptune energy will be affecting you as it retrogrades in Pisces over the next few months, that's definitely something for us to talk about in a one-on-one reading. June 25th, Venus finally goes direct after being retrograde since May 13th. So once Venus goes direct, communication, if there were any misunderstandings with friends or with lovers or spouses, it will start to clear up when Venus goes direct. I know for Venus retrograde, many people were feeling very nostalgic, and maybe some of that nostalgia will start to lighten up a little bit as Venus goes direct. Things like that, I know that some people were feeling kind of physical appearance, self-esteem issues when Venus was retrograde. That should start to lift too when Venus goes direct. June 27th, Mars enters Aries, and Mars is at home in Aries, and Leo is trine Aries. So Leo is going to be feeling very motivated, very invigorated to go for your goals once the end of this month comes. For Leo in general, this is actually happening in the house of travel, in the house of religion, spirituality, higher truth, all of those kinds of lofty things. It's also education, higher education. So it looks like, Leo's going to be very driven in those areas. It's also the house of publishing. So, yeah, and what else is happening? June 30th, and that Mars and Aries aspect is going to be, Mars is going to be in Aries for a really long time because it's going retrograde later in the year. So there's a lot going on there that's interesting to read about. And then finally, June 30th is Jupiter conjunct Pluto. This is a very powerful aspect. It's a theme of the year. It happened the first time April 4th. It's coming up for the second exact aspect on June 30th. You can look at what was going on with us collectively April 4th. It was a time when there was a real surge in the coronavirus. People were being asked to stay at home and stay safe. I'm telling people to please be mindful that there could be another surge on June 30th because it's the same aspect. Jupiter's expansion, Pluto is death and destruction. So I would be mindful of that and keep yourself safe during that time. But Jupiter-Pluto is not all bad. How it manifests in our personal lives, that was the collective. How it manifests in our personal lives, it's different depending on our own charts. So again, look to April 4th. What was going on? What were the themes? What were the people? What were the situations? Those themes shall be prominent again still June 30th. And if you, in general, for Leo, I'll say that this is happening in your house of work. It's happening in your house of health and fitness. It's happening in your house of service. So there could be an expansion of power in those areas. There could be an expansion of transformation in those areas. An influential or powerful person can can come in and influence you in those areas during this time. So again, I can get much more specific when I'm reading for individuals, but I'm giving broad strokes of how this vibration can manifest. And that's basically the reading for the month of June 2020. If you like this video, give me a like. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, but I hope you liked it, of course. Please give me comments and feedback on the video, what you liked or how I can improve, what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of. And please follow me at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole on Instagram. I'm sharing now daily astrological updates in my stories there. So the daily movements of the sun and the moon and the planets and how that might affect you. And of course in the feed, I always try to do interesting updates about the planets or the tarot or just what's going on spiritually and rhythmically in the universe. So please join me for that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Leo. Have a wonderful June 2020.